Can someone confirm online they can hear me? Toastmaster Austin, can you hear me?
Good afternoon. This is Toastmaster
Right,
Mariam speaking. I can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Thank you very much.
hear you now.
It's a beautiful day. Please, let's put our hands together for ourselves for making it here. So this is Seaside Toastmasters Club. Seaside is one of numerous Toastmasters clubs scattered all over the world. And what do? We help people develop confidence in their public speaking and leadership capabilities. At Seaside, we meet twice every month, the first Saturday and second Saturday of the month. You are right in time for our first meeting in the month of May. Our first meetings are usually hybrid. It means we meet here at Echo Hotel and you can join us online through the beautiful world of technology. Our second meeting is strictly virtual. It means we meet strictly online. Make it a date with us, 9th of May, the second Saturday, for our second meeting in the month. Thank you for being a part of us today. But just before we start, I would like to state a few ground rules that will guide us during this meeting. The first is this, please. Let us take out 2 seconds to ensure our phones are on silent, or if you like, you can switch it off. We don't want the phones ringing or any form of distraction during the meeting. Please, let's do that if you haven't yet. The second is for those online. If you are not speaking at the moment or you are not called upon to speak, it is important you leave your microphones on mute. Thank you very much for cooperating. And if you are going to speak, maybe during table topics or at any point during the meeting, we encourage that you have your video turned on because we want this meeting to be an interactive one. Thank you. And please, let us reduce walking out when a speaker is speaking here so that we don't distract them while speaking. Thank you all for your cooperation. Toastmasters in the house, let's stand up to take the Toastmasters promise before we move on. The Toastmasters promise coming up on your screen right now. Let's go. Go. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club,
I promise to attend club meetings regularly, prepare all of my projects best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluation, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings they can see the benefits of Masters membership offered, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters and recognition, to act within Toastmasters core values for integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
So we have promised. Thank you very much as we have our seats. To move this meeting on, I would like to invite the president of Seaside Toastmasters Club, who is an actuarial analyst and an insurance product development expert. He's passionate about advancing universal health coverage and deepening insurance penetration in Nigeria. He brings a strong blend of technical expertise and strategic insights to design impactful insurance solutions. A dedicated communicator and leader, he is a Toastmasters Triple Crown Award winner. And he is currently our president, and he was the past program quality director of Area 11. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please let's put our hands together as we welcome Toastmaster Kudus Adebayo.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Thank you so much. Timer, Why showing me the green card? I just came here. Why? Which animal is the king of the jungle? Lion. What makes lion the king of the jungle? Can anyone tell us that? He knows how to shout. Anyone else? I want to try. Pride. What else? I mean, the only reason why lion is the king of the jungle is just stories. Stories. Because we were told stories, folklore, a lot of things. The lion is the king. Why not the elephant? Why not the tiger? Why is the tortoise always a villain? Stories. You're welcome again to Seaside Toastmasters Club. As the Seaside Arms has rightly said, we meet every first and second Saturdays of the month. So today is our first meeting. So please congratulate yourself for being here today. And what we do is to build our public speaking and leadership skills. And we do that as peers. We come here together, help ourselves develop, and we'll all get better. For every Toastmasters meeting, we have a theme. And the theme for today's meeting is stories that stick. Stories that stick. According to a proverb, those who tell the stories rule the world, just like the lion. It's not just enough to communicate, but you want to communicate things that last. You want to ensure that even after you communicate, people can always remember that Toastmaster John said this. Toastmaster Grant told me about this. And that is what stories come in. We must always be ready to tell our stories. When you are amongst a set of people, you must always be ready to speak, tell your story. When you are at work, if you don't advertise yourself, no one will do for you. And that is the difference between those who remain at one position and those who progress quickly. Stories. So, Toastmasters and guests, throughout today, we'll be hearing different stories of different people. Throughout today's meeting, we have two icebreakers. They will tell us their stories, and most importantly, who they are. They will tell us why they have chosen to join Toastmasters. And I can't wait to hear. I will not be here throughout the day because definitely, if I want to tell you my story, I can continue for the next 6 hours, and I'm sure that you get tired of it. And that is why I'm going to invite the person who is going to move today's meeting forward. That person has been a member of Toastmasters since 2012. He's married with 2 children. He's the current program, is currently in the office of the Program Quality Directorate of Division D. He is the past Club Gold Director for Division Health, and he is a Triple Crown Award winner. He's a trainer, a public speaking coach. He loves to read, dance, draw, play volleyball, and meet people. He is who we fondly refer to as the mentor of mentors. And he will be our Toastmaster of the day, who will anchor to this meeting, who will be the one to call people to the spotlight to tell us their stories. Please let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster John Onumiya.
You, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and our guests. And those of you online as well, good afternoon. Welcome to yet another Seaside Toastmasters meeting. It's a delight to be serving in the capacity of Toastmaster of the Day. I like to tell people, my job is the easiest job. Why? Because all I'm going to do is take you through the agenda that has been ably prepared by our Vice President Education. Please, can you put your hands together for our Vice President Education? Do we have any first timers here today? Online, you can also use your reaction button to let me know. Wow, this is nice. We have more than 5 first timers. Please, can we put our hands together for the first timers? I don't think I saw any online. There was one person online. That's great. For the sake of the first timers, I'd like to let you know a bit about who we are. What do we do in Toastmasters? We're a non-profit educational organization focused on 2 things: improving your communication as well as your leadership. Everyone that walks up to this lectern or shows up in the virtual space, we're here to get better. We have different skill sets, but one common goal: to improve. We've been around for over 100 years, since 1924, in more than 140 countries. We're a massive family. And I'd like to encourage us. I love working with rules. They help us enjoy the meeting. I'll give us a few rules. First, just to remind us, if you have a device like this, can we please turn down the volume, put it on vibrate, put it on airplane mode right now so it doesn't interrupt the speakers? Some people coming up to speak are really scared. They don't know they're in the right environment. There's no need for fear. Not here. But you don't want to have a song playing, and for those of them like me that like dancing, they start dancing and forget what they need to say. No, 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 no. Have we done that? Yes or yes? Thank you. Those of us in the virtual space, please keep yourself muted. When you're going to speak, then unmute your device. What else are we going to do? Please be present. I went to 2 secondary schools. The first school, I did not pay attention in class. I did not really do my homework. Why? Because I was busy running away from bullying. I was looking outside, daydreaming constantly. The second school I went to, we were in the jungle, and I told myself, since I'm here, I might as well get serious. And I excelled both in academics and athletics. For you to thoroughly get the most you can, I encourage you to be present. How? Anytime someone is called up here, please let's give them an applause befitting of someone standing in front of you. Can we rehearse that? Put your hands together right now. Those of us in the virtual space, let's also use those reaction buttons to give an applause. Thank you so much. Anytime someone is introduced. And finally, when someone mentions something that makes you cry, please cry. Cry how you would cry in your bedroom, nobody watching. This is a safe space. And when they make you laugh, please laugh. The speakers need to know that they're actually engaging people. And by the time you pay that much attention, when we are done, you will know that you've actually achieved something while enjoying yourself. Are we going to do that? Are we going to do that? Great. In our meeting today, we have 3 segments: prepared speeches, table topics, and finally, evaluation. It's my pleasure to introduce the person that is going to be handling the evaluation portion of the meeting. Fondly known as the General Evaluator, he's a cybersecurity enthusiast who works as a technology risk analyst in a financial institution with a strong interest in safeguarding digital systems and managing risk. He enjoys reading, jogging, swimming, and playing football, and is guided by his favorite quote by Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's welcome the man in a bespoke attire, Toastmaster Adebola. Oh, thank you. No, give me the honors.
Many thanks, the luminary general evaluator, for the gracious introduction. Jolly good afternoon, erudite Toastmasters and our amiable guest. And to our majestic online audience, good afternoon. It is my absolute delight to play the role of general evaluator in this auspicious gathering. There is a quote that is very common among Toastmasters. That quote is credited to a renowned American author and management expert. Who has a guess? The quote is on feedback. Who has a guess? Thank you very fervently. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And I want to rephrase that a bit. I want to say feedback is the balanced diet of champions, because here in Toastmasters, we believe that feedback is that nutrition, is that fuel for growth, for us to become better speakers and more impactful leaders. My role as general evaluator is very simple. My role is to evaluate everything that takes place in this meeting and what does not take place. If you see the Toastmaster of the day as the MC who navigates through this meeting, see the general evaluator as that quality control officer who ensures that every aspect of this meeting aligns with the Toastmasters' core values of respect, integrity, service, and excellence. Of course, I would not be playing this role alone. I've got a diligent and detail-oriented team who would be supporting me in playing this role. We usually refer to them as the TAG team or the GAT team. So TAG is an acronym for timer, hour counter, and grammarian. If you transpose TAG, you get GAT. I'll start with the guardian of time, articulate timer. And who is our timer for today's meeting, ensuring that every aspect of this meeting keeps to time? Our timer is a chartered accountant with over 8 years of experience in the manufacturing and oil and gas sectors, specializing in financial reporting, internal controls, and audit. She enjoys solving problems and working with numbers, especially finding smarter and more efficient ways to get things done. She's passionate about personal growth and constantly challenge herself to step outside her comfort zone. She enjoys listening to music, solving puzzles, and learning new things. If your hands are not too busy, please give a rejuvenating applause to Toastmaster Nwabo.
Yes. Good day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer for today's meeting, my role is to help ensure we stay on track, because in Toastmaster, timing is everything. I will time every aspect of the meeting, most especially the three main segments, which are the prepared speech, table topics. Oh God, I didn't bring my strength. Sorry, let me bring my. It's my first time now. Okay. I will time every aspect of the meeting, most especially the three main segments, which are the prepared speech, table topics, and speech evaluation. For the prepared speech, timing is within 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card, which means that you have met the minimum time requirement, but you can keep going. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card for you to start rounding up. At 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card, indicating that your time is up, but you still have a grace of 30 seconds. This same rule applies to icebreaker speeches, which should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I'll raise the green card as usual. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. Then at 6 minutes, I'll raise the red card for you to round up. Okay? For table topics, speakers have 2 minutes limit. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. Then at 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card for you to wrap up and hand over. For speech evaluation, this is within 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 3 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. Then, no, at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. Then at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card for you to round up what you're saying. So this applies to every other thing that will be done today. Please watch out for my red card for you to know that your time is up as you are speaking. Then at the end of the meeting, I'll come back to present my report. Thank you very much, and I'll hand over the
Please, another reverberating applause to our timer. In my time in Toastmasters, I've not seen a mean Toastmaster as the timer we have. In Toastmasters, time is everything. Thank you very kindly for explaining your role in a very succinct manner. Next role player is our hard counter, the person who would ensure we manage our has and ms, manage or minimize our has and ms. And I see that our articulate timekeeper has taken the role players. Our hard counter is a business operations and marketing leader with over 15 years of experience in driving growth and building impactful partnerships across diverse West African markets. She is passionate about developing strategies and converting them to measurable results. Beyond business, she enjoys mentoring, swimming, and telling stories that inspire change and authentic connections. She believes every great idea deserves a powerful voice, and she's here to use hers with a basking applause. Please make welcome Toastmaster Damilola Lawal. Welcome.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Good afternoon, guests. Thank you so much. So today my role is very simple, our counter. What's my responsibility today, you may ask? I'll be actively listening to all speakers today. I'm going to be looking out for some filler words and filler sounds. So before I continue, I'm trying to encourage everyone that is speaking today to reduce the use of filler words and sounds. I'll give some examples of filler words. We have some such as and, but, so, you know. I can see someone already feeling like I have those words listed already. And some sounds that I'll be looking out for are So it's important that we reduce or eliminate the sounds or words when speaking. I'll be the police watching out for all of these words and sounds. I would, after the meeting, later in the meeting rather, I'll come back with my reports to show the count of R's sounds and some of the filler words that were used during the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you most graciously, our counter, for the lucid explanation of your role. Last but not the least is our grammarian, our custodian of language in today's meeting. Our grammarian is a sales and marketing professional, a fine gentleman, someone I have great admiration for. He's a sports and fitness enthusiast, enjoys spending quiet time in nature, and loves playing the game of chess in his leisure time. With a rejuvenating applause, please make welcome a serial champion, Toastmaster Ugonna Anyanwu, to the rest. Please keep the applause coming. He wants the applause more before I stand up. Yes. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, our general evaluator. So I'm back now for a different role. My role as grammarian for today is to pay attention to everyone who comes out here to speak. A good part of speaking is also speaking very well. It is true that English is not the native language for a lot of us, but when we are speaking in any language, it is important we do it very well to communicate clearly. And so my role is to look out for the exceptional use of English language. Especially, I will be looking out for exceptional quotes, use of words that people use, and I'll take note of that. And I'll also take note of the not so good use of English. And at the end of the meeting, I'll come back to give my report on how well we fared with the use of language. My second role today is also to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is, in America, they say it's leverage, but in Britain, they say leverage. So which one do we take today, Toastmasters? Britain. Good. So let's go. Leverage. Leverage. Yes, leverage. It means to use something you already have to gain a greater advantage or result. To use something you already have. So there are other word forms. You can use them as an adjective, though it's a verb and a noun. It can also be an adjective as leverageable. Toastmasters is a leverageable platform. Then there is leveraging. So I am leveraging my network in Toastmasters to become the president of Nigeria. So we have examples here. Let us ensure we use that word because it helps us add a new word to our vocabulary. At the end, I will give a count as to how many times each speaker used the word. Please try and be the speaker who used the word the most. Thank you, and it's back to you, the general evaluator.
Many thanks, our astute grammarian, for the very clear description of your role. As you can see, I have a formidable tag team. Please give the tag team another rejuvenating applause. Thank you very kindly. I stated earlier that feedback is the balanced diet for champions. To that effect, I and my formidable team would leverage feedback as nourishment for our growth. And we'll be back at the latter part of this meeting to provide our report. As I hand over the spotlight to the indefatigable Toastmaster of the day. Please, a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, and we appreciate your team. I'd like to celebrate the timer and our counter. They're playing these roles for the first time. Please, can we put our hands together for both of them? And I'll also like to get the permission of the grammarian. I think I hear more Americans speaking, so I'm used to leverage, not leverage. With your permission, can I use leverage, not leverage? Please put your hands together for the grammarian here today. And leveraging on the fact that there are some first-time role players, we segue into prepared speeches, and we're going to listen to 2 icebreakers. Please, let's celebrate those delivering the icebreakers. For the sake of our guests, I'm going to introduce the person that will be evaluating the first icebreaker so that he tells us the objective of an icebreaker speech. We've already seen him. He is serving in the capacity of the president of this prestigious club. Let's put our hands together and welcome Toastmaster Kudus Adebayo. Please skip your hands.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, with me. I think I already said when I was opening this meeting that we are going to have icebreakers today. So some of you may not understand the meaning of an icebreaker. The icebreaker speech is the first speech in a Toastmasters journey. It is that point when the speaker introduces himself or herself to the club. So Toastmaster Emmanuel Olubaode will be speaking from the pathway, presentation mastery, the first level, and the first project in the first level, which is the icebreaker. And the title is Knowing is Not Enough. So we look forward to knowing Toastmaster Emmanuel more, although you already told us that knowing is not enough. So over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. In Toastmasters, we love to do something that we call love notes. We love giving love notes. What that means is when the speakers come up to speak, please pay attention to how they are speaking and you write down something you love about the way they speak. And when they are done, simply hand it over to them. I think we're actually going to hand over those slips. They will be distributed. Write the person's name, write something you loved about their speech, and hand it back to them. To those of us online, you can send it to the Seaside account, and your message will be communicated to the speaker. Now it's a delight to welcome the person delivering the speech titled, Knowing is Not Enough. Please put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Emmanuel.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The title for my icebreaker is Knowing is Not Enough. Growing up, I was known as the stubborn child, not the quiet kind of stubborn. I mean the kind that would argue, insist, and still go ahead to do things my own way, the things in my mind. And most of the times, I knew that they won't end well. And looking back now, I've come to understand something, that stubbornness wasn't being difficult. It was me trying to figure out things by myself. My name is Olubaode Emmanuel. I'm a 400 level computer science student at the University of Lagos from Osun State, Igbajo to be precise. I'm the second of 3 children. So I grew up right in the middle, learning to speak, learning to listen, and when to adjust. My parents did their best for us. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable. But one thing they didn't joke with was discipline. And as the stubborn child that I am, let's just see, I experienced that discipline quite a lot. But somewhere along the line, some things started to change. I became more quieter, not weaker, but more observant. I started spending more time alone, spending more time just thinking things through. That's how I started going, and I got into reading most especially self-development books. And I realized something early, that if you want to grow, you have to be intentional about growth. Now, I describe myself as an ambivert. And what does an ambivert mean? An ambivert is someone that can be extroverted and introverted. I know when to be quiet and I know when to speak. And to be honest, I can explain things. But there was a moment that made me question that. I remember there was a particular Sunday. This happened while I was a child, a couple of years ago. There was a particular Sunday where we were being told to, it was an impromptu sort of thing where we were being told to rehearse Bible verse. And honestly speaking, I sincerely didn't want to do it. I'm not sort of the impromptu kind of person. And that day, after cramming the verse, word for word, or at least I thought I did, it got to my turn, and I remember I walked up towards the pulpit facing the audience, just like now. And I stood there. Suddenly, I forgot everything I was about to say. Nothing. My mind went completely blank. My heart was beating very fast. I had sweaty palms. And I kept trying so hard to remember all I wanted to say. But nothing came. And that silence was very loud. You know, some of the congregations, some were encouraging me to remember, some were even laughing. And all in my head, I was thinking that why was it me? You know, at that point, I was praying to God that the ground should open and swallow me. That was how intense it was. I just stood there, stopped, doing nothing. I just wanted that moment to end because I knew I had prepared for it. That was when something clicked for me, even if I didn't understand it then. And as I got older, I started to realize that same pattern in my life. I would understand something clearly in my head, but when it was time to explain it, something would be missing. And that realization is what brought me here at Seaside Toastmasters, not because I can't talk, but because I don't want to wait to be limited by how I communicate. As a computer science student, I know I'm going to be in rooms where idea matters, where I have to explain solutions, present my thinking and influence decisions. And it's not enough to understand something. You have to be able to express it clearly, confidently, and when it matters most. And that's the direction I'm building towards, becoming a persuasive communicator, someone who can take ideas and make them make sense to other people. Outside academics, I spend a lot of time in my own space, reading, thinking, and most importantly, I overthink things a lot. For me, growth isn't something that I talk about. I try to live it. And I've come to understand something very simple. If you can't explain what you know, it almost feels like you don't know it. So I'm no longer that stubborn child trying to figure things out alone. I'm becoming someone who can express it clearly, confidently, and when it matters most. Thank you.
Fellow Toastmasters and our guests, please let's put our hands together for Toastmaster Emmanuel. For the sake of those that joined late, everyone that comes up to this lectern to speak, they are trying to get better. Toastmaster Emmanuel here, we're not going to laugh at you. We understand where you're coming from. I don't care how bad you think your speech is, people are here to support you. For those that were asking for pens, first, I'm elated by the fact that you're asking for pens. I believe that means you wanted to write something down.
Please, let's leverage on networking. Speak to people that you see writing around you and just ask, please, may I borrow your pen? That's what we do here. Networking is part of it. Now we are going to move on to the next icebreaker. Because we already know the objective, I'm not going to introduce her evaluator. I'm just going to call her up and she delivers her icebreaker. Level 1, Project 1, a speech titled Finding Your Voice. Please, let's put our hands together and welcome to the lectern, Toastmaster Ibukun Banugebe.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and our distinguished guests.
Good afternoon.
Firstly, I would like to ask a question. How many of us here do you know you're an introvert or you feel like an introvert? Like staying on your own or you don't like going out that much? Sometimes. Very good. Growing up, someone people refer to as an inside person. I like staying on my own. I don't like going out, always in my comfort zone. I hardly even go out to explore new things. So when people ask me, what is my hobby? I feel a bit uncomfortable because I really don't have one. During my time in the higher institution, I knew that there were moments where I would have to come out and speak in front of people. Each time, I tell myself over and over and over again that you just have to go up there, smile, and get it done. It wasn't just about expressing myself. What I did then was just surviving the moment. And no matter what I told myself back then, it still does not ease the anxiety that I feel. I consider myself as someone who relates well with people, but not all the time, especially not in large crowds. When I'm in front of many people, it's always a challenge for me to speak, even if I know what I want to say. Recently, when I started working, that challenge became more obvious. I began to feel left back, left behind when I see my other colleagues presenting confidently, doing presentations. I ask myself, when will I be able to do this? Which day will I be able to stand and gather all my thoughts together and communicate it effectively? My former boss usually says something. He said that statement one day and I held on to it. He said, even if you have the perfect information, well organized, well analyzed, coordinated, and researched well, if you cannot communicate it, it loses its value. That word stopped me because as an intern in the risk department, we deal mostly with calculation, projection, prediction. But I asked myself, what's the use of all these efforts if I cannot communicate it effectively? That realization hit me, and I decided to leverage on the opportunity to improve myself. I heard about Toastmasters from my former boss and decided to give it a try. My first meeting, which was virtual, it was amazing. I saw people speaking with confidence, humor, ease. I was like, okay, it's something I can do. These are people doing it. But the surprising part was when we got to the evaluation session. I had evaluators commenting on the speaker's speech, where they should improve. I was like, wow. This same speech that when I heard it was looking like the best, very perfect. So wow, there are still some places where the speaker still has to improve themselves on. I looked at it and I said, I found what I was looking for. Today, I stand here to improve, to get better in my communication skill, get better in my presentation and leadership. In conclusion, whenever I read about great men and women, I do tell myself something. Ibukun, if they can do it, then you can also do it. Because I believe whatever you set your mind onto, you can surely achieve it. Joining Toastmasters is my first step to finding my voice, and I'm so excited for the journey ahead. Thank you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, can we put our hands together for Toastmaster Ibuku? How many of us actually believe that she's an introvert? Exactly. Toastmaster Ibuku, you cannot bamboozle us here. What do you mean by that? You're deceiving the real introverts. Please do not put us together. Aside, I am elated to hear those icebreakers, and those are the only first-time speakers we're going to be hearing for now. We are going to be next level. Are we ready? Are we ready? Toastmasters and guests, just because you're not here, it doesn't mean you're not going to speak. Are we ready? Great. Now we're moving to our third prepared speech. Before she comes up to the lectern to deliver her speech, I would like to call on her evaluator to tell us the objectives of her speech. Please put your hands together and welcome to the lectern, Toastmaster John Onumiya. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is going to be delivering a speech from Presentation Mastery, Level 1, Project 3, and the focus is going to be using vocal variety or body language to enhance the quality of her speech. She can decide to use either one or leverage on both. I'm excited to listen and watch the speakers speak. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day. Don't be confused. Whenever people hand back control to the Toastmaster of the day, I've noticed you people, not many of you do this, but now as the one in control, I can call myself multiple times. I'll leverage that power and get as much applause as possible. Please put your hands together for me. It's okay. It's okay. Please, let's listen to the speaker. Our next speaker is a founder or self-care coach. She's a nature lover, travel enthusiast, creative director, loves aesthetics, and is artistic. Her favorite quotes are, "Life meets you at the level of your audacity," and "Self-care is self-love." Delivering a speech titled, "While Self-Care Matters More Than Anything Else." Please, let's put our hands together and welcome to the lectern, Toastmaster Ikwo Essien.
You yourself, as much as anyone else in the entire universe, deserves your love and affection. This is a very important quote for me. It is from Buddha. Buddha is, or was, an Indian prince who abandoned his life of luxury to become a wandering holy man, and later went ahead to become an enlightened being. I personally love this quote because it inspires me. It pushes me to love and take care of myself as I would someone that was very dear to me. I remember it like yesterday. One evening, my mom was running late, so she called me. She said, "Can you please make porridge plantain for me?" For the first time, my mom is asking me to cook. I was just 11 years old. I have never cooked before. But guess what? I was happy. I was like, I am going to cook for my mom. I am going to prove that all these years I had watched her cook, I can now do it. So I went to cook. I did everything perfectly. If you're a cook here, I don't know if it applies to everybody. The temperature of the fire you use is important. It's different from when you're steaming the meat and when you're finishing up. So my temperature was right. I am sure of that. the Maggi and the salt and everything. I was very particular. I wanted to make my mom and my dad proud. I wanted to be like, nice. I mean, this was my first time. And so I cooked and served everybody. Did they like it? No. I was crushed. I was hurt. I was disappointed in myself. I mean, I had watched her cook. I did everything. What was there to be done again? I was just 11 years old. So there was no excuse for me. I was not pardoned. But from that very moment, my responsibility as an Adiaga, the firstborn daughter of the family, began. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I am proud to tell you that from the age of 11, I took care of 4 adults and 2 younger ones until I left for the university at age 17. Even though this had made me a better cook, all those years of serving others first, making sure everybody else had eaten, and I eat last, it had taught me to put others first before me. The next thing, I was reading a course in the university that I couldn't even stand, just to make my mom and my dad proud of me. I wish that above all things, that you prosper, even as your soul prospers. That is 3 John chapter 1, verse 7. God wants us to prosper. God wants us to take care of ourselves. I'm not going to ask you what prosperity means to you, because as human beings, we all have the same basic needs: shelter, food, water, sleep. Just different preferences and tastes. So, when you think about yourself and when you think about giving to others, always remember that you cannot give or pour from an empty cup. There is a concept called pathological altruism. How many of you have heard of it? It's a situation where you take care of yourself so much that it begins to harm you. It's a situation where you take care of others so much that it begins to harm your well-being. Don't be that person. In other cases, individuals just ignore self-care out of lack of self-respect, lack of self-love, or even lack of self-awareness. Dear Toastmasters and guests, it is important that you put yourself first, because only then would you be able to take care of others. My name is Ikwa Esen. I am a self-care coach. I help ambitious women build self-care system that would enable them thrive without burnout. I am going to leave you with one thing. If you ever want to assess your level of self-care, your level of commitment to yourself, measure it against someone you love. Think about a lover, a family, a friend, someone very dear to you, and ask yourself, am I treating them as well as I treat myself? Or am I treating myself as well as I treat them? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Equal SCN. Please can we put our hands together for Toastmaster SCN. I would like to remind us about the love notes. For those that didn't get the slip, if you have any piece of paper, what the love note is you're simply writing what you liked about the speaker's presentation. One thing. If you want to write more, that's fine, but just one. For those online, please send a message directly to the Seaside account right there, private message. Your love note will be delivered to the speaker. Let's leverage on the momentum we have and go to the final speaker. But before he comes up to the lectern, I would like to call on his evaluator to tell us the objectives of his speech. We've already met this man. Please let's welcome back to the lectern, the one and only Toastmaster Ugonna Anyanwu. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you very kindly, our Toastmaster of the day. Our final speaker is going to be speaking from the Pathways Persuasive Influence and is on level 1, project 4B. Now, for our guests who don't know, the essence of this project he is currently on is to learn how to receive feedback, implement the feedback he or she has gotten, and then in subsequent meetings, this Toastmaster will then give feedback to other Toastmasters. So this is an important project. This speaker has given the first speech and he has gotten lots of feedback from his evaluator. He has sent me those evaluations, so I'll be looking out for them. And he is here to give the speech the second time. The essence of this speech today is to try and implement the feedback he got from delivering the previous speech. Thank you very much, and I wish him all the best. And it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, you can pretend that you like me. He said the Toastmaster of the day, not one person. Even the people I brought here, we came in the same car. Not one person put their hands together. Why? Don't make me feel shy, please. It's okay. I would like to encourage the speakers. As beautiful as this room is, and as large as it is, unfortunately, it means it dampens the sound that comes out of your mouth. A lot of the vibration is lost. For the speakers, please try and project. You don't realize that people at the back may not hear you. This is practice. When you come up, perhaps look at the people behind. I think there are some very honest faces here. If you can't hear, you tell them, please can you put your hands together for the guests in the back. Thank you. All speakers coming up, please try and project. Don't let people strain to hear you, and it's really good practice. Our final speaker is an experienced business analyst working in the finance sector. He enjoys quiet time indoors and wandering. He has an interest in business and is currently incubating an export business. Please network with him. Level 1, project 4B from the Persuasive Influence Path, a speech titled Play for Keeps. Let's put our hands together and welcome Toastmaster Grant Oti.
This is my first time repeating a class.
and is being cleverly called 4B. For those of us who are enthusiasts, hip-hop enthusiasts, we can call this an encore of the speech that was delivered the last time. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Good afternoon. There is a song by a multi-Grammy winning American artist who has indeed won about 16 Grammys in the course of his career. His name is Bruno Mars. And the title of the song is Billionaire. It says something like, I want to be a billionaire so bad and buy all the things I never had. Now, styles and tastes differ. But for me, I like opulence. I like large bank balances. I like houses on vast estates. I like private jets and exotic cars. I like Rolls Royce. I saw Femi Otedola and his daughter in one of their Rolls Royces, I think yesterday. I liked the grandeur, the elegance. But like I've told you before, I don't know if I want to own one myself. Maybe I'll borrow from people who have. But I'd rather a Mercedes-Benz. I'm a Mercedes-Benz man. Maybe I'll get a Maybach or a G-Wagon. In fact, I found out recently that there is a Maybach G-Wagon. Maybe I'll get that. I might also get a few vacation homes here and there. And maybe a couple of Rolexes, to wrap up the stylishness. And I see some eyes widening. And it looks like some people have the same tastes that I do. Unfortunately, I am not rich. At least not yet. And the truth is, there is no guarantee that I'll be rich. And even if I acquire some wealth, there's nothing that says that I would amass the level of wealth required to live out this dream. But still, I want to be comfortable at the minimum. In fact, I want to guarantee that I'm comfortable. And so what do I do? There is a wise man, Charlie Munger, who is now a late American billionaire. And he advises people to think in terms of mental models, to develop mental models for thinking. And according to him, one of the best mental models to have is invert. Always invert. And going by that advice, instead of asking myself, what do I need to do to be wealthy or to be comfortable? I should instead ask myself, what can financially ruin me? And to answer that question, I have evaluated people who have made a lot of money in the past and subsequently lost most or all of it. And apart from catastrophic events or ruinous greed, one of the most consistent ways that people lose their wealth is expenses outpacing income. Now, there are two ways to accumulate wealth. The first is to grow your income. The second is to reduce your expenses. Now, for many people, when they start accumulating income, typically happens is that they grow their expenses alongside. Beyond what they need, they start to acquire habits, very expensive habits at that. And so I've come to the conclusion
that for me to meet my objective of being comfortable, I would have to eliminate the one thing that is within my control that works against that objective: expensive lifestyle. Now, I still like the things I told you earlier. I still like the private jets. I still like the exotic cars. And maybe between the last time we spoke and now, some of you might have bought some Rolls Royce. And if you invite me, I would enjoy it with you. And I congratulate you for that. But as for me, and in respect to my pocket, I still maintain the same feedback that I had given you. Upon reflection, I'll still admire from a distance. I'll still window shop. And I have the same advice for everyone today. And I hope that the story sticks this time. If it doesn't stick, please blame my evaluator. Expenses do not make you rich. When you start making money, keep as much as you can. Play for keeps. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Grant. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me ask you this question. Would a rich person walk up to this lectern and say, I am very rich? Would they say that? No. Toastmaster Grant, we know how you people operate. We can see it in your carriage. You cannot deceive us. Timer, please, can you confirm if all 4 speakers kept to time? They all kept to time. For the sake of our first-time guests, what we do is we vote for who we felt was the best speaker that you've listened to. Yes, based on your choices. For those that want him to take you on his ride, the one he bought that is hiding, if you vote for him, maybe it will happen. You can use whatever decision you want to make and just put the name of the speaker you felt was your favorite speaker for today. Toastmaster Emmanuel, first icebreaker, Toastmaster Ibukun, Toastmaster Essien, the third speaker, and finally, Toastmaster Grant, the money man. Some of us already have the slips. If you don't, I think we can give them a piece of paper. Let's see if we can get something to them. Those of us online, also send private messages to Seaside. Who you felt was your best speaker for today. We had 4. If you were not here for any of the speakers, it's okay not to vote. If you only saw one, also feel comfortable not voting. But if you were so wowed, you can still vote. It's your choice. I'll give us a few seconds before we segue to the next segment, the most exciting part of today's meeting. You are not ready, fellow Toastmasters and our guests. Because of this segment, we should have asked you to pay some money at the entrance. You'll understand when you see it. Remember, leverage on those around you that have pens so you can write in your votes. And once you're done, we'll have someone come and collect those from you. Please don't take it home. We actually use it to determine who the winner is based on our decision. Now, I'd like to inform the table topics master who is not aware that we are briefly going to have a different segment. We have in our midst a unique individual that is going to be delivering her speech. She's a cheerful and lively, listen to this well, 4-year-old. In case you didn't get that, 4-year-old. I don't know what our excuse is. She's always full of energy. She enjoys interacting with others and learning new things. She's very expressive and curious. She brings a fun and vibrant vibe that makes her stand out wherever she goes. She definitely stands out here. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, welcome to the lectern, our soon-to-be Toastmaster, Oluwafoyin Sholami David.
My name is Captain Oluwafoyin Sholami David. Today, I want to take you on a little trip around the world as we learn about the 7 continents. So sit back, relax, and fasten your seatbelt. Let's go. Let's start with North America. This is where my story began because I was born in the United States of America. North America has fun parks like Disneyland and Grand Canyon. Let's go to South America. South America has the Amazon rainforest. It's the biggest forest in the world, where you can find king dolphins, colorful birds, and many animals. Let's go to Europe. Europe is famous for things like the tall Eiffel Tower in France, also Italy, where pizza comes from. Let's go to Asia. Asia is the biggest continent in the world. A lot of people living there. It's home to Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Our next stop is Australia. Australia is a special continent because it's also a country. Let's go to Antarctica. Antarctica is the coldest place in the world. It's covered with ice and snow. Only penguins live there. Our last destination is Africa, where I live. I am from Nigeria, the giant of Africa. I am proud to be a Nigerian and be part of this wonderful world. I hope you enjoy my flight. Thank you.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please can we give her a standing ovation? Yes. Wow. If that's all I got today, I'm set. Your parents have done well. I have 2 children, 9 and 7. If I started at this level to teach them about the continents, oh, that speech. Hey. I can never open my mouth to say I'm afraid of speaking in public again. Thank you so much for that. Now we are going to a segment where anyone can speak. For me, the best portion of every meeting, except today, this part trumps that hands down. We are going to the table topics portion of our meeting today. And I am going to be introducing our table topics master, who is online. Our table topics master is a real estate investor, voice actor, and persuasive copywriter who helps businesses stand out, attract, and retain customers by clearly communicating their value. His mantra is free together. His journey toward confident communication began when he learned to embrace his own voice and ideas. And today he speaks with authenticity, presence, and a storyteller's heart. When he isn't closing real estate deals or crafting brand stories, he's likely out exploring new places to eat. Table Topics Master, before I tell them to welcome you up to the stage, to the lectern, I would like to inform you that unfortunately we can only take 2 speakers because of time. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's welcome to take charge of this segment, Toastmaster Austin.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Please let somebody confirm if I am audible in the house.
You are audible, but not very
Beautiful,
visible.
beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, I apologize for a lack of electricity in my area this afternoon. One of the best things we have to leverage on in this day and age is technology. So since I was not able to be present offline, on site, I have to do it online. So briefly, I just want to introduce what for somebody, especially for the new people we have in the house, guests we have in the house. If you don't have any idea what table topics are a way to develop your thinking ability, how you can think on the spot. It's usually a story, a speech, a full speech between 1 minute to 2 minutes. So you think of it as a full story that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it's a very great opportunity for guests to participate and enjoy themselves in the meeting. So you are not only developing your ability to think on the spot, you are also developing your ability to speak when you are called on the spot. So since we are running out of time already, I'd like to call on somebody to volunteer, most specifically a guest for the first time. If today is your first time, if you are a guest in the house, please, I'd like you to volunteer. Do we have somebody like that? Somebody you want to?
Yes, we have one here.
Okay, great. So since we don't have time, I have questions from 1 to 10. So you can pick your question.
All right. Question. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Question 1.
Great. Question number 1. What is a moment from your childhood that you still think about today?
Okay. All right. The moments from my childhood I still think about today.
Yes.
All right. So a very significant moment in my life from my childhood I still think about today is probably the moment where my dad, for the first time, hit me so hard that I fainted. Yeah. So my dad never touches us at home, and from where we're from, we are from a place where hitting children is normal. So the fact that my dad hasn't ever touched us up until that particular moment, it's like a big deal for us, right? And on that particular day, I slapped my sister for the first time. I was 10 and I slapped my sister. And my dad taught me on that day that for what reason whatsoever, that nothing should make me put my hands on a woman. And that has changed the way I see relationship with women and how I relate to women generally. And for that reason, it has made me more, what word will I use? More, it has made me to welcome the idea of treating women equally and treating women with respect. And for that reason, that is one thing that has happened in my life that I cannot forget. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, wow. Your dad literally produced a ripple effect. The first time he hit you, you hit your sister. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's have another volunteer in the house. We do not have enough time anymore. If I do not have any other volunteer, I'll be forced to call on somebody in a few seconds. Anyone here? In fact, I'm being generous today. Okay, great, great, great. All right. Question number 1 is gone. Choose your number from 2 to 10.
Can I please have question number 9, please?
Question number 9. You went so far. Describe a moment when you felt truly proud of yourself.
Okay. A moment where I was truly proud of myself.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samira Bello, and I'll try and bring it home to Seaside Toastmasters, actually. Almost exactly 9 years ago, I gave a table topic speech at Seaside Toastmasters as well. And so 9 years ago, I would have been almost 12. And so I think giving public speeches in general would be moments where I was really proud of myself, moments that have brought me to where I am today, as a law student, as someone that runs a company. And I mentioned earlier that I'll probably be needing Toastmaster Austin's help as well. And someone that's now able to push my ideas to groups of people without being nervous, scared, or just shy to do it in the first place. Even though I'm standing in front of everybody speaking today, at home, I would still describe myself as someone that's very shy. I also haven't given a table topic speech in about 5 years. So this is a very new experience, even though it's something I've been doing in the past. And I think I'm proud of myself now as well. So this is another moment where I've been very proud of myself. My mom was asking me to come up and I didn't really want to. So I'm proud of myself for being here now as well. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, since we do not have more time, I truly wish we have the time to take one more, but it is what it is. Thank you very much. The 2 speakers who spoke, you did very, very excellently. So I'd like to hand over the virtual lectern to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, we're learning slowly. Your hands should be together before I stand up. I have to wait there, right there. Thank you so much, our table topics master. Please, can we put our hands together for our speakers? I'm not sure I've been at a meeting where they volunteer so quickly and they're both guests. 1, first-time guest, Alvin, yes. And then 2, first-time guests in the last 5 years plus, because it was 9 years ago, correct? Lovely. Now we're going to be voting for who we felt was the better speaker of the 2. It is completely your choice. The first speaker was Alvin, who spoke on the topic, a moment from childhood you still think about today. By the way, was it your older or younger sister? How old was she? A year younger. So you were 10, she was 9. Okay, because I follow my older sister all the time. She's not a year older, 11 months. But my father didn't need to slap me. She was one slapping me, and I'll be fainting. So your story is quite different. And the second speaker, Samira Bello, her question: describe a moment you were really proud of yourself. Choose either of the speaker as your better table topic speaker for today. If you don't have the slip, you can write it on a piece of paper. Let me remind you, love notes. What did you like about what the speakers did when they came up here to speak? Those of us in the virtual space, you are not left out. Leverage on technology and send those private chats to Seaside's account. The message will be sent to the speaker. Let's take a few seconds to do that right now, as we are about to segue to the evaluation portion of the meeting. And even though you've not had the privilege of walking up to the lectern and speaking, you get to hear feedback that is given to every speaker that came up to speak. Leverage on what is said and learn from them. You don't have to speak to improve. It's the beauty of being in this environment. Please do not go away with the names you've written down. Make sure we get them so we can collate it and choose the winner. Now let's welcome back to take charge of the final, the third, the evaluation portion of the meeting, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Adeboale Adetunji.
Thank you very kindly, peerless Toastmaster of the day. If you have enjoyed the meeting so far, please can I see your reverberating applause? And also well done to our online audience. If you can still hear us, and we see the emojis, can see the emojis. Many thanks. Now we segue quickly to the evaluation portion of this meeting. Earlier in the meeting, I had stated that feedback is what? The balanced diet of champions. Haven't taken appetizer and the main course. It's time for the dessert feedback. And we'll start with the evaluation of those awe-inspiring speeches we heard. And first, don't have the, okay, apologies, sorry. I would invite the first evaluator, the evaluator of the first speaker, that is Toastmaster Emmanuel, on the speech titled, Knowing is Not Enough. His evaluator, Toastmaster Ime Basi. Oh, Toastmaster, Mr. President, please give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, the general evaluator. Toastmaster Emmanuel has made us know how stubborn he was while growing up. And despite being stubborn, he's still an ambivert. So, Toastmaster Emmanuel, I love the fact that after your speech, at least we can proudly say that we know you. You told us about yourself. You told us about growing up. You took us back to your childhood. Today, I already know that you are the second of 3 children. You told us that you weren't rich, but you were comfortable. When you tell people your story, they can easily relate with you. And today, we all know that yes, we can relate with you. I love some points that you kept throwing up. You said goat is not something I talk about. You told us that to go, you have to be intentional about it. And this is a nugget that we can all take home. I think throughout your speech, you head on to the lectern. You head on to the lectern at the point I thought you were going to carry the lectern with you. You have the space. I think this thing was covered because of you so that you can move around. You had the space, you could have moved around. Another thing that I didn't see in your speech is the energy. You were talking about yourself. Yes, you spoke about growing up, your struggles, the things you had for fun, and all those things. But while you were trying to end the story, I was expecting energy, emotion into it, so that we can all see that you are a better person for it today. We can all see that you made the right choice in joining Seaside Toastmasters. When you pass that energy to people, they follow you. It passes emotion to them, and they actually want to listen to you. And that is how to make sure that you give stories that stick. The most important thing about your speech is the structure. I love your introduction, the way it transitioned into the body, and I really enjoyed your conclusion. When you have a structure that good, people will easily follow your speech. Well done. Please keep speaking, and I hope to hear your next speech. So what you dinner later. Oh, sorry. Don't.
Many thanks. Many thanks, Toastmaster Kudus, for the invaluable feedback. We move quickly to the evaluator of the second speech. That awe-inspiring speech delivered by Toastmaster Ibukun, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Miriam. Please, with a rejuvenating applause, please make welcome Toastmaster Miriam to evaluate.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. It's with much pleasure and honor that I'm going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Ibukun Bami Bade titled Finding My Voice. So I'll go straight to the point and I will say congratulations, Toastmaster Ibukun, for delivering your speech with so much panache. You had beautiful energy. And the first thing you did when you started your speech is you asked a question. And thank you for asking that question, because it reminded me of what questions are meant to do. And it's meant to stimulate your audience. Because even me, that I was your evaluator at the beginning of your speech, I was drifting off a bit. But that your question brought me back and made me pay rapt attention to what you were saying. So starting with the question of if people would guess if you're an introvert or not was very brilliant. Another thing is that you had sufficient body movement, and thank you for having sufficient body movement, because for us joining this meeting online, I want to guess that the hall that is being used for today's meeting is quite big. So people on the lectern actually look very far away from us, and you would have looked like it would have been that you look like a robot if you didn't have sufficient body movement. It didn't feel like you were giving an icebreaker speech, to be honest. It felt as if you've been doing this for quite a while. Another thing I think you did well was that you gave us stories, real life examples of how you got here today. And your stories, those examples, right, made your speech to stick more, right? And one of the purpose of icebreaker speech is to introduce you to the basic structure of public speaking. And you did that brilliantly, because your speech had a clear structure of opening. I could differentiate between the opening, the body, and the conclusion. So you had clear speech structure. So if I have to recommend one thing for you, it would be that you should try and improve your vocal variety. And that is even something I would say a lot of experienced Toastmasters still struggle with. But I know that if this is your icebreaker speech and you can do this well, with time you're going to, as long as you can emulate everything you taught in Toastmasters in real life, I'm sure you will be fantastic and you will do very well. Thank you for sharing your stories with us. It was beautiful. You looked beautiful, and your energy while delivering the speech was also great. So thank you. And the sky is your starting point. So over to you, the general evaluator. That is my evaluation.
Thank you very fervently, Toastmaster Miriam, for the insight-rich feedback. We move to the third evaluator, who would be evaluating that very perspicacious speech delivered by Toastmaster Essien, and her speech will be evaluated by the effervescent Toastmaster John. Please, a round of applause for Toastmaster John.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Toastmaster SN, why self-care matters more than anything else. Please, can we put our hands together for Toastmaster SN? You started with a powerful, engaging quote by Buddha. You yourself, as much as anybody in the universe, the entire universe, deserves your love and affection. The introduction is very important. That's where you captivate your audience. And I think you did that with that quote. I love the fact that you use stories. You were 11, correct? It resonated with me because my daughter is 7 and we're teaching her to cook. But we always say what she has cooked is delicious because there are levels to how delicious it was. So we're different from your parents. But we understood. In a smaller scale, I think you completely met your objectives. And let me explain. This room is large. What you need to do whenever you're speaking to an audience is learn to listen. Listen not just with your ears, but with your eyes as well. As you were speaking, pay attention, especially to those in the back. You would have observed that they could not really hear you. Could you hear Toastmaster SN well at the back when she was delivering? Exactly. They couldn't really hear you. You would have had to project because of that. For the vocal variety, everything you did, you just need to project more and you would have been fully there. Unfortunately, I sat here, so I could hear everything. If I sat at the back, it would have been a different tale. Similarly, you need to exaggerate your expressions. I love that you were counting, that you used your fingers 4, 2. Now, there were some times you were giving expressions here. These people can't really see you. I'm taller than you are. When you want to count, for the sake of the audience in the back, you count so they can see it. When you're referring to others, myself, they are larger expressions because of the size of the room. When it's one-on-one or one-on-two, it's more subtle. The way your speech was, that's not what you want here. The structure, though, was very easy to follow. And I love that. And I love your subtle infusion of humor. Did they like it? You now pause, powerful use of pause. And you said no, people started laughing. You are a phenomenal speaker. You need to understand the type of room, the speakers you're speaking to, and when you're able to differentiate in terms of size, Toastmaster SN. Every time I come to listen to you speak, I have to record it because I'll take home and study the way you deliver that speech. I can't wait to hear you deliver your next speech. The general evaluator.
Thank you most graciously for the invaluable feedback, Toastmaster John. The last but not the least, I would invite the astute Toastmaster Ugonna to evaluate that speech delivered by the stylish Toastmaster Grant with a rejuvenating applause.
Thank you once again, Toastmasters and guests. Please, let's just put our hands together for Toastmaster Grant. At least, if not for anything, he has given us reasons to dream, to think of the Rolls Royce, the dance, and at the end of the meeting, we'll get home to start thinking about our lives. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Grant started with something we thought was very funny. He said this was the first time he's repeating a class, maybe due to the nature of his project. And I thought that was good. You know, one thing humor does, not just at the beginning, but it was laced throughout his speech, that he could engage people to make them laugh, make them cheerful. And that is what humor does in speaking. Speakers are supposed to have varieties in their repertoire to get people. Some people ask questions, some people tell stories, some people say something funny, but the most important thing is you don't just come out to speak and just say what you came to say, and whether they hear you or whether they listen or not, none of your business. So Toastmaster Grant did that very well. Like I mentioned at the beginning of his speech, his objectives were to deliver feedback he has gotten. And one of that was the last speech he gave. I think he started by quoting Bruno Mars, and we don't know who he was, but he did that very well. In fact, those of us who don't listen to music or who have never heard of Bruno Mars could attest that we know that there was somebody who won multiple Grammy Awards and he's from America and his name is Bruno Mars. So well done, he did well on that. Toastmaster Grant also used his body language, which was another feedback he was trying to implement. So we could see that even though he got into the lectern, he freely expressed himself when he says, no, I don't want those things, because his pockets were very important to him. We saw the expression. Are there things he could do better? Surely, especially in the use of his expressions. You know, when you say, oh, I saw Otedola, oh, I love Range Rover, I could see that his facial expression and his voice were just the same. There was no excitement, no down feeling, and you were talking about exciting things. You know, when people say, oh my God, I saw Otedola and I love the Range Rover, you see that the expression passes the message differently. So if he could get better in using his expressions better, I thought a speech that was already very good would become very exceptional. Well done, Toastmaster Grant. I believe you met your objective for this project, and I'm looking forward to seeing you speak more and more again. It's back to you, the general evaluator.
Many thanks, Toastmaster Oguna, for the impeccable speech evaluation. Please, let's give all our speech evaluators another round of applause. Thank you very fervently. I'm sure the speakers have gotten insightful feedback they would leverage upon to become more impactful speakers and better leaders. Now we segue quickly to the evaluation of the table topics speakers. We had two audacious speakers who came to the lectern to speak off the cuff, and it is my absolute delight to introduce the table topics evaluator. And the table topics evaluator is, am I missing this? Mr. President, okay. The table topics evaluator is Mr. President. Toastmaster Kudus, please give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. We had a wonderful table topics session. The table topics master introduced what the table topics session was about. He gave the table topics speakers an option by asking them, you can pick from 1 to 10. It makes you feel you are in control of the question that you have, which is actually very good. One thing he could work on, I think, is his background. We could not see him at all. Even if there was no lights, there are options that could be done. Maybe you could have stepped outside. At least we have natural light. There is the sun. Then the speakers. I'm really happy because we had volunteers. People just volunteered, and sadly we could not take more than 2. Maybe one day we can take everybody, almost everybody, maybe. The first speaker was Alvin. He answered the question, a moment from childhood that you still think about today. And he spoke about those times when he dared beat his sister and he understood what it meant to do that. I like the fact that you repeated your question. When you repeat your question during table topic, it makes you relax and give you option, then you can quickly think about what to say. I like the fact that you are vulnerable. You didn't come to us as someone that is perfect. Rather, You told us about the time on your head when your dad actually beat you so hard. I think what I think could have been better, could have elevated the quality of your speech is, in the end, you should give us a charge. I think you should give us a charge, not just telling us about your experience. Tell the men here why they need to respect women. So the same way you do, we can take that home and we will know for ourselves that we must always respect women. Well done. I hope to see you speak again. Then the next person is Samira Bello. Welcome back. And I'm happy that after 7 years, right? 9 years, you are here again to give us a table topic speech. You answered the question, a moment that you are truly proud of yourself. I like the fact that you volunteered or you were being asked to come and you didn't hesitate. You came outside. I love the fact that you told us, you connected with us by telling us that 9 years ago you spoke here at Seaside. When you do that, this audience will know, yes, you are one of us. Seaside members will know, yes, you are one of us. And because of that, we are willing to hear what you want to tell us. What I think will elevate the quality of your speech, I think your eye contact. Throughout your speech, you were looking, I don't know, here. The audience are here. I think you need to look into the eyes of the audience so that you can connect with them. I think it is very important that we take pauses when we speak. When you take pauses, you are able to control what you say. You are not too fast and you avoid filler words. You are going really fast, and at times when you're supposed to take pauses, you substituted with filler words. So I think filler words like I think I would have loved to hear the story of that day you spoke 9 years ago. Maybe how you felt before you came up. Were you nervous? I think I would have loved to hear that. But most importantly, I love your story. I love your smile. You had a beautiful smile that I could really connect with. Well done. And I hope to also see you speak again at Seaside Toastmasters. It's over to you, the general manager.
Thank you most graciously, our table topics evaluator, for that insight-rich evaluation. And I'm sure our audacious speakers have taken invaluable feedback from that evaluation, and they would leverage upon the feedback to become more impactful communicators. Now we move to the report of the tag team, as I invite the timer to tell us how well we leveraged on time management in the course of the meeting. It's my delight to invite to the lectern our articulate timekeeper. Please give her a round of applause as she comes to the lectern.
So for my report for the timing of today's meeting, I'll say we all time. Okay, for my report on the timing for today's meeting, I'll say we all stuck to the time. So, but this is my report. For first icebreaker speech by TM Emmanuel, he spent 5 minutes, 28 seconds. For second icebreaker speech by TM Ibukun, she spent 5 minutes, 9 seconds. For third prepared speech by TM ACN, she spent 6 minutes, 16 seconds. So these are within the time limit. For fourth prepared speech by TM Grant OT, he spent 6 minutes, 14 seconds. Okay, for table topics, the first speaker spoke for 2 minutes, 2 seconds, and the second speaker spoke under 2 minutes. She did 1 minute, 40 seconds. So the total time spent for table topic was 7 minutes, 28 seconds, as against the approved 13 minutes. I think it's because of the time factor or something. Okay. Let me come. For speech evaluation, which is meant to be 2 to 3 minutes, evaluator for this first speaker, which is TM Kudos, spent 3 minutes, 5 seconds. The second evaluator for the second speaker spent 2 minutes, 17 seconds. The third speech evaluator for Imo ACN spent 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Then the fourth speech evaluator for Toastmaster Grant spent 3 minutes, 4 seconds. That's all I have for my report. We all did well. Thank you.
Many thanks, our diligent timekeeper, for the very lucid report. Now we move quickly to the R-Counter report to get a report of how we leveraged on the pause fillers. Please, a round of applause.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. So I'm back. I enjoyed this role so much that I was almost taking count of the filler words and sounds for even the evaluators and everyone else that came in. Unfortunately for me, I didn't find any with those ones. So I stuck with the rules. So I took count of just the speakers. TM Emmanuel, you had, you repeated some words and you had 5 of those. I'll go on to TM Ibukun. You did brilliantly. I didn't find any R-Counter words or sounds. Please give her a round of applause. TM Equal, you had 1 sound, sound, and you had 2 times you said so. A total of 4 sounds and filler words. I'm moving on to TM Grant. I was also looking out for the R sounds. I was looking out for the filler words, but I didn't find any. So well done. Moving on to the table topics. But before then, I would like to give my report for our 4-year-old speaker. She came brilliantly and delivered her speech without any filler words or sound. I think she deserves a standing ovation, please. Thank you very much. That was brilliant. Well done, and keep speaking. I'm moving on to the table topic speakers. Alvin, you had 13 sounds and filler words. I counted 2 times, 4 times, so once. Repeat words, you had about 7 of those. Samira Bello, I counted 12 sounds and filler words. You said many times, about 9 times. So was twice. Like once. Repeat twice. To give my total report for the day, filler words and sounds, we had a total of 34 sounds and words used today. I'd like to encourage everyone as we move on and speak every day in our everyday interactions. Let's try to be aware of using filler words and sounds. Let's eliminate them as much as possible. Whenever you interact with your family, friends, just try to use your pauses as fillers rather than words and filler words and filler sounds. The more we practice, including me, because I use it a lot as well. So the more we practice, I'm sure we'll get better at it. Thank you.
Thank you most graciously, our articulate her counter. Let's learn to use pauses instead of the the has. It's 1 minute to 3 p.m. I crave your indulgence to please accept our sincere apologies. According to the agenda, this meeting is supposed to wrap up by 3 p.m. But please bear with us. We'll try as much as possible to wrap up the meeting as soon as possible. Thank you very kindly for being a cooperative audience. Now we move quickly to the last but not the least role player, our astute grammarian, as it tells us on how well we leverage the use of grammar and also how well we leveraged on the use of the word of the day. Please, with a reverberating applause, please make welcome our grammarian.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters and guests. I'm back for my final report on grammar. And I'll start by saying, I thought we did very, very well with the use of English language because I was listening attentively, looking for the wrong use of grammar, and I just didn't find any. Though I found some very exceptional sayings and exceptional quotes. One of them obviously was the one by Toastmaster Equal from Buddha, which I thought is something we can always use again and again when giving our speeches. So that was good. I also heard a Toastmaster use what in English we call parallelism. So when you are saying, I know when to be quiet and I know when to speak. So I thought that was beautiful. It's also, they call it an antithesis. So I know it's like saying two opposite things and bringing them together. That was a beautiful expression. Someone used another beautiful one, pathological altruism. So I thought that was also beautiful. So for those who don't know, it's a term popularized by Dr. Barbara Oakley. She is a distinguished professor of engineering at Auckland University. So that's a very good expression, pathological altruism. What that means is when something that you did, that something that was meant for good, something with good intentions, ends up being bad. So that's a very good expression. So those were the ones I could pick out in the use of grammar, and I thought they were beautiful. The things we can improve in grammar, just one, I heard a few speakers say evaluations. The right pronunciation for that is evaluation. Evaluation. Please, let's take note of that, evaluation. And I must say kudos to our general evaluator. There were plethoras of adjectives. I don't think he called anybody's name today without a very good adjective, effervescent, graciously, and I lost count. So I thought he was exceptional in his use of language. So I would say kudos to the general evaluator on that. That's my report on the use of grammar. And for the word of the day, it wasn't very encouraging. It was a bit disappointing because the word isn't that difficult. There were opportunities to use them, especially during the icebreaker when someone says, I I joined Toastmasters so I could find my voice. You could say I'm trying to leverage Toastmasters to find my voice. So these are very good points where this word could have been used. Kudos to the general evaluator. Once again, he used it the most at 5 times. And Toastmaster John, the Toastmaster of the day, used the word of the day 3 times. And myself just once. And I didn't hear any other person use it. Even during table topics, we kept bringing out the word of the day so we can use it. But it doesn't end here. When you leave today during the week at your places of work, let us add that word to our vocabulary, leverage. Thank you very much. And that's my report for today. I will hand over control back to the general evaluator.
Thank you very kindly, ebullient grammarian, for the detailed report. Because of our time, I'll try as much as possible to give you an abridged version of the general evaluator's report. The meeting started at 2 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 minutes. After 2 minutes after 1 p.m., I thought we can do better. Yes, it's 2 minutes, but we can do better because at Toastmasters, we have respect for time, and it's good we start on 1 p.m. as stated in our agenda. The sergeant at arms started effectively by acknowledging audience presence and those online. I thought that was magnificent in the sense of inclusivity, because I saw the intentionality in that he wanted to confirm the audibility and visibility from the online audience. And I thought that was spectacular because from the meetings I've attended, when I attend physical hybrid meetings, they tend to be dismissive of online audience. It's more like, why are you not here? But I saw that intentionality in confirming, even taking his time, saying, can we hear? He took his time. I thought that was impeccable. Well done, Sergeant at Arms, for today's meeting. I saw you wore many hats today in today's meeting. The Toastmasters wear many hats. Kudos has to you, to grammarian, excellence, has to you, Sergeant at Arms. And the Sergeant at Arms handed control over to the President, who gave an inspirational theme, inspirational charge in line with the theme. We also transferred the spotlight to our luminary Toastmaster of the day, who I thought did a magnificent job today navigating through this meeting. One thing that stood out for me in his handling of today's meeting was during the table topic session, when he saw that the time, given the fact that we had 4 prepared speeches and he saw that there was a need to manage time, he quickly told the table topics master that we can only take 2 speakers. I thought that was magnificently well done. Thank you very graciously, Toastmaster John. And we had the general evaluator who introduced the tag team, and we moved over to the prepared speeches. I want to say congratulations to the ice smashers who delivered their icebreakers today. I thought that was profound. And please keep speaking. I noticed while your evaluators were giving you feedback on your speeches, you took notes. That's profound. Well done. That's good. And that's an extension to everyone. Write notes is something, when you start your journey, it makes you become a more impactful and better communicator in your journey. I saw you took notes, Master Emmanuel, Master Ibukun. I saw that you took notes. It shows that you are deliberate and intentional about your growth. Then well done to all the table topic speakers, the audacious speakers. It's not easy to come up to the lectern. I even saw the enthusiasm. There were even more people willing to speak. I thought that was profound. Please keep speaking. Even though with the nerves, keep showing up. You get better with time. We had all inspiring speeches. I must acknowledge Toastmaster Equal2 and Toastmaster Grant. Those speeches were all inspiring. For what we can improve upon in today's meeting, number one, I knew that the sergeant at arms gave ground rules, but we still had phone ring in the course of the meeting. This, at the start of the meeting, there was a ground rule that all phones should be put on silent, or better still in vibration. It's for a purpose, because you don't want to interrupt speakers while they are speaking. Also, I noticed there was nobody at the door to welcome guest by Toastmaster standard. Yes, we are very guilty of this, even in my club. But we just need to get better. There should be someone at the door welcoming guests to the meeting. I understand that our sergeant at arms wears many hats. Perhaps we might be more intentional about that. Overall, it was an impeccable meeting. I enjoyed my time. I learned. That's the beauty of Toastmasters. You can't live the same. I learned something in leverage, pathological altruism, stylishness, the Rolls Royce, something to go and think about when I go home, meeting awesome and amazing people here. And it's been a very inspiring session. It's with absolute delight that I hand over to our indefatigable Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster John.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. My heart is lifted up. I feel so happy because someone around there clearly loves me. When we started this meeting, people were hesitant to put their hands together. I think whoever it is came late. Now, there's a loud sound that just echoes behind me. It pushes me forward. Please, can we put our hands together for whoever that is? Mr. President, do your investigation, find out who that person is, and give them an award. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. It's been a delight serving as the Toastmaster of the day. Everyone, once again, as a way of reminding you, that has stepped up to the lectern is here to improve. Every single person. And the way you improve is by speaking. And everyone that showed up early enough and listened to our keynote speaker, we know we are going to continue speaking. 4-year-old keynote speaker, I have no excuse. For those of you that missed it, please go and watch the recording. This is being recorded. Go and watch the recording. It will transform your life. I'll leave you with this quote. Before I say that, if you still have your love notes, please give the speakers. Stand up, give them. If you're too shy, give the VPE. He'll hand it over to the speakers. It helps them grow. If you've not written your love notes, write what you liked about the speakers when they deliver their speeches and hand it over. I'll leave you with this quote. Great stories happen to those who tell them. It was given by a radio personality in America. I'm not sure what his name is, but it's a reminder to me that stories transform who you are. It transforms others as well. It's one of the best ways to learn. It's one of the best ways to remember. Whatever stories you have, share them. This is one of the best platforms to continue to share your stories. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please put your hands together and welcome our president, Toastmaster Kudus Adebayo.
Thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much, the wonderful guests and Toastmasters who have been clapping with enthusiasm throughout today's meeting. Now, I believe we all know why the lion is the king of the jungle. It is because we have chosen to tell the story that the lion is the king of the jungle. And the day we stop telling that story and we say the tiger is the king of the jungle, the lion will stop being the king of the jungle and the tiger will now be the king of the jungle. Stories shape perception more than facts. Coming to this meeting today, I came very happy because of one thing. So before anything, I would like to announce this, that Seaside Toastmasters is now medley distinguished. Oh, I said, coming to this meeting, I came very happy. So I would like to make this announcement even before I go on to say any other thing. Seaside Toastmasters is now medley distinguished. For those who do not understand what medley distinguished means, every Toastmaster here, every Toastmasters club have goals that they are supposed to meet. These goals shows us that our members are actually meeting their goals. We can come here, hold meeting every month, and people go home without achieving why they are here. You know that's possible, right? And we can tell the stories that yes, people are achieving it and they are not achieving it. And people will believe it. However, there are goals that we need to achieve that shows that we actually meeting the goals that the members are supposed to meet. There are 10 goals. Some are educational, which means some are educational, which means our members are completing their levels. There are membership goals. When our members are getting better, they invite more people. More people come to join us. And there are also administrative goals. All these goals have been met, and Seaside Toastmasters is now medley distinguished, which is the highest award for any Toastmaster club. I have a few announcements, but the area director just told me that she wants to tell us something quickly in 2 minutes, and I would like us to quickly hear from her. Let's welcome our area director for area 13.
Another rousing round of applause for our president. But I need it to stick so that I can use my hands very well. Okay, sorry, thank you. Mr. President, you're not nice. Yes. Jolly good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and is this medley distinguished guest? Okie dokie then. Mr. President has already said what I wanted to say. He has taken the cat out of the bag. And I would like us to celebrate ourselves. Please, for a few. You can go like this. Yes, everyone's been to yes inside. Everyone's gonna know your name. Absolutely. At the beginning of the mandate, when I was assigned as the area director of this club, I knew for a fact that this club was not going to fall my hand. In fact, when I saw Seaside, I said, okay, fine. I actually wish that every other club was like Seaside, so I just go and sleep and not do anything, right? It wasn't possible. Mentor of all mentors. You can hear from him. So I actually come here to celebrate Seaside Toastmasters Club for meeting medley distinguished before the end of the mandate. We still have 2 months to go. Medley distinguished. Please give yourself another rousing round of applause. what that actually entails is that you have 25 paid members on your dashboard and you have met 10 goals, both educational, administrative, and what's the last one? Membership goals. It means that it's a testament to the fact that people here are doing what they ought to do: public speaking, communication, and leadership. People are showing up for themselves, and the club is actually giving what it needs to give for people to become better speakers, better leaders, and better communicators. I will encourage you to continue on this spirit of excellence. Please, like I said, you're going to be celebrated at the Hall of Fame in Gabon. I cannot wait. I don't know who is going with me. Okay, that's what I have said is Mr. President. So we are going together to go and celebrate Seaside Toastmasters Club. I encourage you, continue to leverage on this spirit of excellence as you begin to build leaders, continue to build great communicators, and what else do we do? Excellent speakers. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak, and it's back to you, our president, the Smedley distinguished president. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Area Director. I should say that our area director is the first area director in the old district 130 to become president distinguished area. It is not an easy feat. When I say district 130, that is not just Nigeria. That's I think 13 countries, right? We had wonderful speeches, 4 speeches, 2 icebreakers. Today, I now want to use a Lamborghini. And we all voted for who we think is the best speaker. And I'm proud to tell you that the winner of is Toastmaster Grant Otin. Toastmaster Iko. There's no check with Toastmaster Grant. There's no check. Okay. But you have this. Thank you. We also had 2 table topic speeches, one from Mr. Alvin and the second from Ms. Samira Bello. And according to your votes, the winner, which is the best table topic speech for today, is Samira Bello. Thank you very much. Okay. Welcome. When you join Toastmasters, we want to know you. The first thing you do is that you introduce yourself to the club. You give icebreakers. And it's actually a big step. We have some people who come here. After the first year, we won't hear from them. Second year, we will not hear from them. They'll keep renewing and you never hear anything. But Toastmaster Emmanuel and Toastmaster Ibukun joined in April. This is the 2nd of May. We've already had the icebreakers. Please, let's give a round of applause. Celebration. Toastmaster Emmanuel, please. Okay, I think she's here. Right? Okay. Okay. I wanted to give you best evaluator. Yeah. 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 You want? Okay. Thank you. Oh, it's for you. Thanks. Yeah. Mm. There's a part I enjoyed most in this meeting. Who can guess that part? We had a pilot who took us around the world. Today, in this room, I've been to South America, North America, Europe, Asia, everywhere, before coming back to Nigeria. Let's celebrate our pilots, our future Toastmaster, Oluwa Poinsolami David. Okay. Okay. You're welcome to Toastmaster. We had some first-time role players. They also joined last year, and they've been hitting the ground running from the first day. Toastmaster wanted to play the role of the timer from the first. And Toastmaster Damilola Lawal played the role of the hour counter. Here in Toastmasters, we are not just here to learn about public speaking, we are also here to learn about leadership. And that is why every year we encourage ourselves to volunteer to be club officers. Last year, July, I assumed this role of the president. And I'm happy that I've met my goal. We are smartly distinguished. So at this point, I can choose to say, we should not have any meeting again to the next administration, but I will not. But there needs to be a continuum. In this month of May, we are going to be having an election to elect the next set of administrators. We want to know who the next president will be, down to the side of arms. We are going to be sharing a form on the group today. Please let's fill the forms if you want to volunteer for a role or if you want to nominate someone for a role. I'll be nominating myself for the role of the immediate past president. Our election will be coming up on May 16th. It's going to be virtual. Please, let's start volunteering and let's turn up. Toastmasters Nigeria Conference 4.0 is coming up. It's going to be on the June 12 and 13. It's going to hold in Kano. There is an early bird going on. So the price currently is 40,000 naira. It's going to end on May 7th. Let's volunteer. Let's pay and show up. Also, there's one that I am really looking forward to, year 2026, the Division Excellence Award. Last year, I had so much fun. Toastmaster John and I, we really danced. So I'll definitely be there this year. On June 20th at Muson Center, Lagos, Day 26 is going to be holding on. We are going to celebrate ourselves. It is for 50,000 naira. We also have Gabon that the area director spoke about. Gabon 2026 will also be coming up. Please let's inquire if you want to be in Gabon with us. I want to appreciate our guest Toastmasters, the general evaluator. Thank you very much for coming. My area director, Toastmaster Josephine Agulo. You know, I always love having you around. Thank you so much for this wonderful year that we have spent together. And thank you very much for attending our meeting. My DTM, Toastmaster Ime, Enan, DTM. Thank you very much for attending our meeting today. Our area director 15, Toastmaster Omobola Iwajagun. He loves our club so much. And he's always here for us. And we love you too. Thank you very much for coming. Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence for staying up till this time. Thank you so much. The Vice President membership would like to welcome us, to hear from us, and introduce us to what Toastmaster is. So Toastmaster Grant will be doing that as we end today's meeting. And those of us online, Toastmaster Miriam will also be addressing us. So let's just stay behind and hear from him. We have cake. Someone asked me once that, why do you always have cake at Seaside? What are you celebrating? I said, every meeting is a celebration for us. So we have cake. So please, we are going to take pictures with cake and we are going to share the cake and eat. I love cake so much. So please bring the cake. Now this meeting is, we've closed this meeting. I've never used my gavel, but one day I'm going to use it before the end of this administration. Thank you. So please let's come out and take pictures before the Vice President membership comes and welcome us. Toastmaster Miriam, can you hear us?
Yes, good afternoon, President. I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. Okay, it's not connecting itself. Online audience.
Take pictures, please.
Sorry, we have cake. We will not give you, but we have something else for you. Miriam, please, can you help us address the online audience?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll do that. Good afternoon, everyone online. My name is Mariam Okay. On behalf of Seaside Toastmaster Club, I would like to say thank you for coming to the meeting today. Please confirm if you can hear me. We have about 18 people online. Yes, 18 people online. Please, with the show of hands, please can you use the hand button if you're a guest? Emphasis on guest. Please raise up your hand. If you're a guest, if you're joining us as a guest and you're not a Toastmaster rather, please raise your hand. Okay, I can see Grace Uda Ulisa. Your hands are up. Please, others, please raise your hand so that this will be very fast. So I don't know at the point in which you joined the meeting today, but I am going to still go ahead and talk about Toastmasters Club or what Toastmaster Club is all about. So Toastmaster Club is a non-profit educational organization focused on doing two major things, and that is improving public speaking and helping you build leadership skills. It was founded in 1924 in California, and we have a lot of clubs in almost 150 countries in the world. So some of the features of Toastmaster is we have club structure, we have educational programs, and we have speech practice, leadership development, and competition. So Toastmaster is open to all individuals from all backgrounds, and its mission is to empower people to develop confidence and skills that benefit them personally and professionally. So it's unusual for us in Toastmasters to be speaking with our camera on. So let me turn on my camera. Please just give me a couple of seconds. So I still cannot see more than 4 hands raised. I can see Grace, Ada, Flora, Oluwole, Favor, and Abu. Your hands are up. Thank you for raising up your hands. So please, you can send your contact details directly to me. Private chat me with your email address, phone number, so that somebody from Seaside can reach out to you on how to join if you're interested in joining. So before we go, we like feedbacks. Feedbacks are breakfast of champions. Feedbacks are ways for us to improve. So we want to hear one thing you've learned in today's meeting and one area in which you think we can improve. So we'll start with, oh, my camera is so dark. Let me change the direction. So we're going to start with, because of time, we're going to start with Favor Ago. Please, we'd love to hear from you. What's your takeaway from today's meeting, and what feedback do you have for us in Seaside Toastmasters? Intending Toastmaster Favor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so my name is Favor Agu, and I will just go straight to the point. Joining the meeting, I was a bit curious. I didn't know what it was all about, but at the end, I learned a lot. Yeah, and what stood out for me really was how to be confident when you're speaking to an audience and maintaining your point. The speakers inspired me so much, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Intending Toastmaster Favor. Thank you for that. Please, you can send your details directly to me. Okay, so I've gotten from Ada and me. So the next person we would like to hear from is Ada Ani. Please unmute yourself. What did you learn from today's meeting? What are your take homes? What feedback do you have for us? Okay, I've also gotten from, sorry, please, I also need your email addresses, because emails are usually like the way we send out things, some information to attendees. So please drop your email address too. We're waiting for you, Adani. Okay, you can't really talk right now. That's fine. That's fine. So the next person I'm going to call is Grace Udo. Grace Udo, over to you. What are your takeaway from today's meeting? What have you learned? When are you joining Seaside Toastmaster Club?
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Grace Emmanuel. My take home from today's meeting is that I need to learn how to speak slower. I'm a fast speaker, and it leads me to stutter at times. So I would learn to count my words. Let me say that. And today is the first day I actually sat through the whole meeting. Other days when I join online, I just spend 1 minute and I go off. But staying through the whole meeting has been very interesting, and I hope to attend in person probably next month. Thank you. Number 3, is to join, is it a paid process or is it free so I can prepare my financial self?
So it's enough with their financial commitments to become a Toastmaster. And for us to share that with you, you can just drop your email address and somebody will send that to you. So for everybody
right.
dropping their email address and phone number, that is like an indication of interest. So we're going to send you the requirements to become a Toastmaster to you. So I have gotten from Ada Annie. I've also gotten from Flora. Okay, she said she's registered on a newsletter. That's how I got the link. So please, can we drop our contact details? So let me see the next person we're going to hear from, and that will be Flora Uluwole.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Flora. So this will be the second time I'm joining. Second time I'm joining, and the first time I also stayed through till the end. But the second time I intended to join was going to be a physical presence. It was going to require I was going to be there physically, basically. But on getting there, I realized that it probably was rescheduled or something. I went to a hotel and I figured out that I didn't get the feedback called, and I went back home. So yeah, after that, I've not really been it's something I put at the back of my mind, but not really. I totally forgot about it for a whole 1 year. So it's since 2 years ago I joined last. So I just went through my mail and I went through. I was searching for something, and I just saw Seaside Toastmasters. Funny enough, it's I had to take it away from my I had to take it away from my junk because when you don't read the mail, it goes to spam. So I taken it away. Then now I got another mail this morning telling me that there's a meeting by 1 p.m. I was like, okay, fine, I'll join. So the reason why I think I would like to join Seaside Toastmaster is because people say I talk a lot. I'm sorry. People say I talk too fast. So people say I talk too fast and they can hardly understand what I say. And I'm like, okay, it's something that a lot of people have been telling me. So before I didn't believe, I was like, okay. So I now want to make a conscious effort to pay attention and listen and confirm that I'm carrying people along. So I tend to just be my bubble when I talk, and I can understand it in my mind because sometimes my brain can think faster than what I say. But so people will be following me, and even sometimes I lose the train of my thought. I think that's the reason why I use that. Okay, I've started. So sometimes I lose my train of thought, and that's the reason why that was like a coping mechanism for me to not forget what I intended to say. So I started to now say all the things in my mind and just pour it out. So it's something that I think I have to relearn. I have to now start from the basics. So I would really love to join Seaside Toastmaster, and I can't wait to be on board. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Also,
you very
concerning
much.
what I think it's a great I can see that people were able to speak comfortably and without any pressure. So it's something that I think it has to do with the culture in house. So I like what you guys are doing, and I think it's a place where someone can easily learn without pressure and without having the stage fright. So at least you start from somewhere. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So one of the benefits of Toastmaster is it provides a safe environment for people to grow and to learn public speaking. Because if you notice that maybe outside in the office or maybe in most environments, when people make mistakes when they are speaking publicly, people will most likely just laugh at them or embarrass them. But the opposite is what happens in any Toastmaster club. You're supposed to be guided, evaluated, and suggestions on how you can improve would rather be given to you instead of laughing at you. And I want to apologize that you came and you probably, maybe the meeting was rescheduled, but you also reiterate our meeting times. We usually meet on the first and the second Saturday of every month. But there are sometimes, for instance, last month where that schedule changed because at the divisional level, there were some competitions that were clashing with those days. So we had to move them. forward. So, but usually first and second Saturday of every month is when we meet. In the past, they usually are 2 physical meetings, but now it's the first Saturday of every month, like today, that is going to be a physical meeting. So if you go to Eco Hotels next week, you will not meet anybody there because it's going to be fully virtual meeting. Everybody's going to be joining online. So we should all take note of that so that we don't go to Eco Hotels and we don't meet anybody. So if you join Seaside Seaside Toastmaster Club, I am sure that the issue you have with your pacing, issue with forgetting what you have to say, is something that would improve if you join, because if you join Toastmasters, you have a pathway that gives you so many projects that you are supposed to do from level 1 to level 5. And I'm sure before you do level 1 to level 5, there's going to surely be an improvement in your speaking and public speaking generally. And also, you would be assigned a mentor, so the person will coach you on how to speak. So it's going to be your responsibility to reach out to your mentor as much as possible so that you can benefit so much from that relationship. And let's not forget that speaking is one of those area in English language where the onus is on us to improve. For instance, if it's speaking, reading, and writing, it's something we can do without voicing out. But when it comes to speech, you have to practice to actually improve. And that involves you vocalizing some words, putting yourself out there, so to speak. So I don't know if any other person is available to speak. People did not raise up their hands, so I'm going to assume they are Toastmasters, but I'm going to call on the name Timi Tokbe, Insika Wina, Mabis, Israel Obot. We've not heard anything from you, Babangida Al-Kazim. So I'm going to assume you're Toastmasters, and that's why you're not saying anything. So that we can go and do some other things today, we have come to the end of the meeting. Like the president said earlier, this section is just for us to interact with each other. I've gotten all your details. I will share it with the VPM team and the president, so they would reach out to you. Oh yes, thank you, Toastmaster Babangida. He said he's a Toastmaster. So nice to meet you. Thank you for joining Seaside Toastmaster meeting. This is the first meeting in the month of May. Another meeting is going to be coming up on Saturday, 9th of May, from the hour of 1 to 3:30. So thank you all for coming. See you soon. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. And by then, maybe you've joined fully as a Toastmasters. Bye, everyone.